Hello, I'm Richard Coles from Godson and Coles. Our gallery in the Fulham Road. We've been here many years, been in business for over 40 years, and we deal in great English furniture from the early 18th century to the early 19th century. And we mix this with modern British art by key artists from the post-war period, 50s and 60s, together with modern British sculpture as well.
This table dates around 1740. It's incredibly bold and powerful. You've got these immense legs and with that scroll into the ears, and then that flows into this acanthus, one of the most fantastic scallop shells in the middle. And every element to it flows just seamlessly. It's a pure piece of sculpture. It sets the scene for a great interior. The painting was painted in 1960. William Scott, one of the great painters of the post-war period. Scott spent most of his life concentrating on still lives, and this is a still life. And it's got a real dynamic. And I think that when you put paintings and furniture together that have been created by artists that are pushing the boundaries, who are coming up with new ideas, it creates a dynamic. For me, it's really exciting.
If you were to advise a new collector in your discipline of, say, English 18th century furniture, what would be the salient points? What would they be looking for?
Well, I think that if somebody wants to buy a piece of furniture, predominantly they should buy what they like, because every day you wake up and you walk past this piece of furniture and it's going to bring you joy.
Absolutely.
And that is the most important.
100%.
You've got to love it. There's no point in buying something because it's rare and if it really doesn't appeal to you. I think it's a good idea to meet the dealer that you respect, that you trust, that you love their style and what they buy. And originality is obviously key. For me, colour patina is vital. I love to find a piece of furniture that has never been cleaned, that's never been polished, and then it gets a real magic to it, which is, for me, really exciting.
Did your parents collect?
One or two pieces that they inherited, but very little.
So how did your interest in...
Well, my uncle
antiques
was a dealer in
Right.
Brussels. A little bit of work with him. He had really good things. He had a great eye. He was a really good dealer.
So that's sparked your...
That was the beginning. And then from there, I went into conservation and restoration, which I think it was key for me because I'd love that some practical aspect of it, but it also means that you're physically handling these pieces, so you know how they're made, you know how they're supposed to look when you turn them upside down, and I love that sort of hands-on element because you know how a piece of furniture should smell, you know how it should feel, you know how it should look, and you can't substitute really handling these things physically.
You went to West Dean College in Sussex.
Yeah, but it's like 1979.
Well, don't worry about the dates.
Way back. Yeah, so, yeah.
Which the BADA have a close relationship with. and you're obviously involved with the courses there, so it's nice that you still are involved with them. And with the emergence, probably in the 80s onwards, of the sale rooms and their position now in the market, why should a new collector or any collector buy from a member of the BADA?
Because we spend a lifetime looking at our specialist subject. We know it back to front. Go to somebody who does know what he's talking about, and you will buy a piece that has not been altered, that has survived the centuries, in hopefully a remarkable state of preservation. That will always stand the test of time.
To be slightly frivolous, what would your last meal be?
Well, my last meal, well, you're throwing that one in.
I know.
My last meal be? Well, we spend a lot of time in Dorset, and there's a little pub in Dorset, I'm not going to say the name, and they just have a local cider and a homemade pasty, and it's about as good as you can get. And I think that will be it. A pint of local cider and a pasty, and I'm very happy.